And there we go. Those are looking good. Now let's give one a taste. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are making a high protein donut ball recipe, or if you're here in Canada, we call them Timbits. So if you want a high protein, low calorie Timbit, then try out this recipe. So if you're new to my channel and new to my videos, I put out about one fitness video per week, and I'm starting to do more cooking videos like this, starting with some dessert recipes. So if you want to see more of these videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. So today we're making these high protein Timbits. I actually have some that I made earlier. They are great. I'm going to put the macros on the screen before we even get into it, so that way you can see what they are. So as you can see, per Timbit or donut ball, whatever you want to call them, it's only about 59 calories. Of course, up front, the calories and macros are going to differ a little bit depending on the whey protein you use and if you use any different ingredients. In this whole batch, we're going to put those calories up as well. For the whole batch, it's only about 470 calories and 51 protein, 58 carbs, and 10 grams of fat. So even for the whole batch, it makes around 8. It's not bad at all. So we do need a few ingredients to put these together. A few of them are kind of specialty things, but they are going to make this possible, and having a low calorie Timbit option is really, really nice. So I'm gonna walk you through the ingredients and then we're gonna put it together. So for our dry ingredients, we do need a few things. When I'm showing you them, I am gonna put the quantities on the screen. One thing that's going to make this a lot easier is if you have a scale. This is literally a cheap $10 one, but it works just fine. Having a scale, I did everything in grams. It's going to make measuring and getting the exact quantities super easy. So first up, we need some coconut flour. You've seen me use this in some of my other recipes, and this is one. It's nice, high in fiber. It's a little sweeter than regular flour, and it's going to be a really good alternative. Next up, to boost the protein intake, we are going to have 1 scoop of vanilla whey protein. This one, make sure your scoop is around 30 to 35 grams. I know some whey proteins, their scoop is like really big. So just make sure it's around 30 or 35 grams. And that is not the quantity of protein, but the size of the scoop. Next, to give it a more chocolate flavor, we're going to add some cocoa powder. And then to make things even better, we're going to use a low fat or low calorie chocolate pudding mix. This is going to make it a lot richer, a lot more chocolatey, and it's super low in calorie. These are in most grocery stores nowadays, so even if you can't find chocolate, honestly, you could probably find vanilla, butterscotch, or any other flavor that you would really want to try. Now to sweeten things up, we're using basically 0 calorie icing sugar. So you may find this one in the grocery store. It's basically powdered Erythritol, if I pronounced that correctly. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. You can probably read the nutrition. It might be flipped around. I'm not 100% sure. This is going to give it a little more sweetness, and then we're going to roll the Timbits on this afterwards as well to make things a little bit sweeter, and there's literally 0 calories in this, which is super nice. So for our wet ingredients, all we need is about half a cup of a low-fat Greek yogurt. This is a 0% one. I would recommend getting vanilla if you like. That will change the macros a little bit, but this is a plain one. I often get plain because that's usually what I eat. So vanilla will make things a little sweeter and probably taste better, but if you want even less sugar and slightly more protein in yours, then go for the plain. And last but not least, you're gonna need 1 whole egg. So putting it together, it's about 2 or 3 steps. We're going to mix all of our dry ingredients in a large bowl. We're gonna put our wet ingredients in, and then we're going to mix it up with either a spatula or some sort of spoon. And then we're going to roll them out, put them on the pan, and put them in the oven. So while we're putting our dry ingredients together, I would recommend preheating your oven to about 350. And then when we cook them, we're gonna be cooking them for about 14 to 16 minutes, but I'll get more into that when we get to that step. And a bit of a pro tip, when you're putting all the dry ingredients in, put your bowl underneath a scale. So set up your scale here, put your measuring bowl on it, and then you're just going to zero it every single time, and then you can get the exact quantity of ingredients. It also saves on dishes, so you don't have to use multiple measuring cups. You can zero it every time, pour the amount that you need, and it saves you a lot of time and a lot of work. So we've got our dough all mixed up now, and we just have to roll them into the balls. So we've got a greased up pan. Now this is going to be a little sticky. So what you can do is you can have a little bit of whey protein and then just sprinkle it on as if you were sprinkling flour, and it will help it stick less on your hands, but make sure you have nothing else urgent that you need to touch, because your hands might be a little messy after this process. And then after we roll out about 8 Timbits, we're gonna throw it in the oven for about 14 to 16 minutes. For myself, I find 14 minutes works pretty well. We've got about 8 balls there, and we're just going to throw it in the oven now, and I'll check back in with you when it's all done. So they are done cooking. We're going to let them cool for a couple of minutes, and while they're cooling, what you can do is you can get a plate and get some of that powdered erythritol, and you can put it on a plate, and then we're going to roll them in here to give them a bit of a powdered sugar coating. And there we go. Those are looking good. Now let's give one a taste. So we've got our plate here. Let's give a kind of a medium-sized one a try. And they are good. Give you a peek here. There you go. So for a low calorie, high protein dessert, one of these, it's only about 60 calories, good amount of protein, barely any sugar in it. It's a great alternative to going out, getting some Timbits or some donuts. You can easily customize this depending on how you enjoy your donuts. So I'd highly recommend giving these a try. These are fantastic. They're not too hard to make, but it is worth the wait when you make them. So let me know down below if you're going to try out this recipe, and if you want to see more recipes like this, more healthy or high protein desserts, let me know down in the comments. So thanks for watching. Appreciate all you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.